governors in Togo, the National Civil Aviation Agency has, for the first time, organized a strategic meeting bringing together key stakeholders from the aviation sector to address major challenges related to safety and security in air transport. The initiative aims to strengthen industry practices through the integration of innovative solutions, particularly in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and risk management within the broader context of modernizing air transport in the country. Kwesi Glay tells us more in this report.
In a bid to ensure safer and more secure air travel, the National Civil Aviation Agency, ANAC, is stepping up its efforts. The agency brought together key stakeholders from the aviation sector to discuss mechanisms aimed at optimizing practices and further strengthening aviation security. Over 3 days, participants examined issues related to cybersecurity, the use of drones, risk management, and artificial intelligence. The symposium is held under the banner of Innovation, Knowledge Sharing, and Shared Responsibility. It aligns with the government 2025 roadmap, which seeks to position Nyasingbe Eyadema International Airport as a sub-regional hub and a driver of economic development for Togo, in line with the vision of the President of the Council for Nyasingbe. The International Civil Aviation Organization commended the Togolese authorities and all stakeholders involved in the initiative, while reaffirming its commitment to supporting the National Civil Aviation Agency. The first day of the symposium concluded with a guided tour of the exhibition stands.
As global security, humanitarian, and economic challenges continue to mount, the relevance of multilateralism is once again under close scrutiny. At the University of Lomé, students, academics, and Togolese officials gathered for a symposium commemorating the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. The meeting served as a forum for critical reflection and future-oriented discussions co-organized by the University of Lomé and the United Nations system in Togo. Alifano Chugan reports.
8 decades after its creation, the United Nations continues to provoke reflection while nurturing hope. At the University of Lomé, a scientific colloquium is bringing together students, lecturers, and researchers around a shared objective to analyze the role of the UN in a world undergoing profound transformation. Discussions focus on the foundations of multilateralism, peacekeeping missions since 1945, as well as challenges related to sustainable development. The presentations highlight the institution's achievements, particularly in conflict prevention and support to member states, while also addressing persistent armed conflict, climate change, inequalities, and issues at global governance. University authorities have welcomed the initiative, noting that it strengthens the diplomatic and civic culture of young people who are expected to become the future actors of multilateralism. At the close of the colloquium, participants called for a more inclusive form of multilateralism, better aligned with current realities and capable of effectively responding to people's aspirations for peace and development.
In a bid to strengthen social cohesion and local governance, traditional and customary leaders from West and Central Africa are mobilizing to improve the resolution of disputes within their communities. Meeting in Lomé since Monday, they are holding a workshop to adopt a charter of collaboration. The objective is to establish a stronger framework for cooperation and partnership and that foster a more peaceful and thriving societies across the two sub-regions. Gabriel Ayena tells us more.
Meeting in Lomé, the Alliance of Traditional and Customary Leaders of West and Central Africa is working on the standards, procedures, and internal regulations governing the alliance. Discussions focus on issues affecting daily community life, particularly land governance and the promotion of a culture of peace. Over 2 days, These traditional leaders are defining the mission and vision of the alliance. Beyond strengthening cooperation among traditional and customary leaders of West and Central Africa, the West African convergence of struggles for land and water is also preparing the alliance participation in the World Social Forum scheduled for 2026 in Benin. The ministry, in charge of local governance and customary affairs, reminded these custodians of tradition of their role and responsibilities in preserving customs and social stability while assuring them of the government's support. The National Council of Traditional Chieftaincy welcomed the choice of Togo as host of the meeting. The conclusions of the deliberations are expected to further strengthen collaboration within the alliance for the benefit of the populations of both regions.
Moving on to the story on finance, highlighting its growing importance in everyday life, the insurance sector officially launched the first ever insurance days on last Friday, December 12, 2025. Held in Lomé, the event brought together companies, experts, technical partners, and consumer associations to exchange ideas, share their experiences, and bring insurance closer to the public and promote careers in the sector. Glay reports.
In the insurance sector, there is often a lack of information and a poor understanding of the mechanisms governing the industry, which can lead to disputes when claims arise. To promote broader information sharing, the first edition of Insurance Days is being held in Lomé. Insurance companies, technical partners, experts, professionals, and consumer associations are coming together to share experiences, promote insurance awareness, and strengthen public trust. According to the minister in charge of insurance, the sector plays a decisive role in a country's economic framework. Insurance is a key instrument for stability and development.
L'assurance protège les biens.
Insurance protects property, secures economic activities, encourages investments, supports households in the face of life's uncertainties, and contributes to collective resilience against risks, whether related to health, natural disasters, road accidents, or entrepreneurial activities. This is why strengthening the insurance sector is a national priority, in line with the personal directives of His Excellency President Ford Esosmania-Singbe, President of the Council.
Président du Conseil.
To bring the message closer to the population, an awareness-raising caravan towards the main thoroughfares of the city of Lomé. At each stop, technical staff and information officers explain to the public the importance of insurance, its benefits, and its role in protecting families and ensuring the sustainability of economic activities.
After a fortnight of bustling commercial activity, business networking, and vibrant entertainment, the Lomé International Trade Fair came to a close last Sunday, December 14, 2025. Once again, the trade fair delivered on its promise with tremendous outcomes for exhibitors, entrepreneurs, and visitors alike. Awifano Chugan tells us more on the closing of the 20th International Lomé Trade Fair.
The large turnout on the final day at the site of the 20th Lomé International Trade Fair reflects the strong enthusiasm generated by the 2025 edition. According to official figures released to the press, the event welcomed more than 800,000 visitors, slightly over 1,000 more than the previous year. However, the number of exhibitors recorded a slight decline. A total of 1,150 exhibitors from 26 countries took part, compared to 1,300 during the 19th edition. For officials of the CETEF, the overall assessment remains largely satisfactory. Despite these encouraging results, CETEF officials acknowledge that certain challenges remain. They have assured that measures will be taken to address them in future editions. After more than 2 weeks of activities, the 20th Lome International Trade Fair has now drawn to a close. The event was marked by numerous concerts, B2B meetings, and stand animations. All these activities allowed both visitors and exhibitors to enjoy memorable moments. See you next year for even more surprises.
And that brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates. And remember to keep patronizing locally made products. Have a wonderful evening. Until next time, goodbye.